It's true. The IRS has announced, take a look, $900 refunds. Who is it going to be for and how to apply? So do not miss this. I'm going to cover all the details. This article just coming out Monday of this week. This is just announced. The IRS is going to be sending out tax refunds of almost $900 to certain taxpayers. We explain who it is for and how to apply and the deadlines. So I'm going to cover all the details so that way you don't miss out on anything. And if you appreciate that, don't forget, smash the like button very quickly for me before we dive in. And also stick around to the end. We're going to be talking stimulus checks on a federal level, leftover stimulus COVID funds. I'm going to get you caught up on all the latest. And to stay up to date, don't forget, smash the subscribe button. Just takes a second. And if you want to get exclusive access to me, more direct information, and help me out building videos that will help the community, hit the join button if you're interested as well. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest. As the IRS has said, $900 are going out. All right, so link in the description below to this article. As you guys know, I cite all the sources, put it on the screen, read right from it so you can see for yourself that it is the latest. And again, this coming out Monday. It says, in April, the IRS announced that nearly 1.5 million people nationwide were still eligible to receive a tax refund worth up to $900. But who and how can it be claimed? We take a look. Now, who is it for? The IRS estimates that nearly $1.5 billion in refunds remains unclaimed because people have yet to file their 2019 tax returns. According to the IRS, the average refund is about the size of $893, roughly $900. So if you've not yet filed your taxes, and I've let several people on the channel know this, there are so many benefits that went out as a result of the pandemic. Even if you typically don't need to file, you might want to set things up so that way you can take advantage of some of this free money that is going out as a result of the pandemic. And I say free very loosely. I know it's not exactly free. Taxpayers have a deadline of July 17th to file their tax returns for fiscal year 2019 to receive the money. IRS Commissioner Danny Werfel acknowledged that many filers missed the deadline because of the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, adding that the agency wants taxpayers to claim these refunds, but time is running out. And take a look at the IRS news. You normally have up to 3 years to claim a tax refund, but due to the pandemic, the IRS has extended the deadline to file your 2019 taxes until July 17th of 2023. So if you are eligible, you're one of the people, you have only got about a month or so to get this done. So please take action right away. Again, this is linked in the description below so you can access all of these hyperlinks. If you didn't file, don't miss out. Here's a link right here, IRS Twitter page. Shipping of 2019 rebates continues. Under the law, taxpayers generally have 3 years to file and claim their tax refunds. If they do not file a return within 3 years, the money becomes the property of the U.S. Treasury Department. So get your money while you can. Otherwise, they just take it back and you lose money that literally was meant to go out to you. However, for 2019 tax returns, people have had longer than usual to file and claim their refunds. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic emergency, the 3-year window for the 2019 unfiled returns was postponed to July 17th of 2023. This means that taxpayers who haven't filed their 2019 tax returns have until that date to do so. And the good news is that some may be able to receive close to $900. Now, in addition to refunds, low and moderate income working taxpayers may be eligible for the Earned Income Tax Credit, the EITC, aka also known as the Adult Tax Credit that I've shared with you several times here on the channel. Very similar to the Child Tax Credit, but they say you don't need kids. Just it can be for adults that are low income. Now, when you filed your 2019 return, for tax year 2019, the credit was about $6,557 for that EITC, and I've covered this in detail in several other videos here on the channel. Now, in addition to that, if you are a low-income individual, there are some changes coming to a lot of different programs. I mentioned it yesterday. The debt ceiling talks that are taking place right now. Some of the cuts they're talking about is new work requirements and eligibility requirements for a lot of low-income programs for individuals. So if you missed that, you're going to want to check it out right after this video. It's on the video section of my channel. Now, let's talk COVID funds, stimulus check money. And what's interesting about this is a lot of people think that Congress has forgotten about this money because we don't really hear them talk about it all that much. But I'm here to let you know I've been keeping my eye on it, and they have not forgotten. And how do I know this? Because for the past year, I have watched these accounts drop from about $800 billion of leftover funds down to $400 billion where they're currently at. And we can watch this. I'll link this in the description for you. It's at the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget. It's the COVID money tracker, and they have tabs on all of the funds. The orange one right here is the one you're going to want to keep your eye on. It is the legislative action. This is stimulus packages that were passed in previous years during the pandemic. There was a total of $6 trillion that was set aside to help out Americans through the course of the pandemic. Of it, $5.6 trillion has been used, which means there currently remains $400 billion. Now, what they're talking about, how I know that they haven't forgot about it also, is right now in the debt ceiling negotiations, there are talks about rescinding those funds, taking them back to help offset some of the nation's debt. However, keep in mind, this was money that was supposed to go out to the American people to help them out. And I've covered for you in detail just how much that actually is. It's quite a bit of money. That third stimulus check that went out, it had a price tag, take a look, of $418 billion. So there's literally enough there where we could almost again send out a $1,400 one-time stimulus check to everybody in the nation. Now, the second stimulus check of $600 for individuals and dependents, that had a $165 billion price tag. And the first stimulus check that was $1,200, $600 for dependents, that had a price tag of $276 billion. So there is still enough money that they could send out a fourth check. Now, the promises of $2,000 stimulus checks, it looks like it is now out of reach. That would have had a price tag of roughly $500 billion. It looks like they have pulled those funds, used it for who knows what, but there's still $400 billion just sitting there. Now, this is on a federal level, again, just to remind you, for everybody in the nation, just like we saw with the first three for the pandemic. And they're saying that the pandemic stimulus checks have come to an end. There will be no pandemic stimulus checks because they're saying the need as a result of the pandemic is over. However, a recession, they're saying, is on the way that could be devastating, and there will likely be more checks here very soon as a result of the recession. They said we've had stimulus checks in the past because of recessions. The pandemic was not the first time. We will have them again. The question is, when will the recession hit? How bad will it be? And will Congress dish out checks? And if so, how much will they be and when? Now, here's the other issue, is that we're currently in a very inflationary environment. Interest rates are going up, and it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for members of Congress to pass through another check, which means the only way they'll probably do it is if things get really, really bad, which we're hearing could be a very strong possibility. Now, I will keep you guys up to date on whatever unfolds. Now, in addition to that, though, we are seeing stimulus checks still going out for states, cities, and counties. And as you guys know, I've compiled a list of them at www.reliefroadmap.com. You can access it there if you're interested. I've got a list of over 100 different ones. And also, I just did an update for you on new ones going out in the month of June, coming up here very soon. So if you want to get more information on that as well, be sure to check it out in this video right here. But you guys, that is the latest. And I hope that those of you that are eligible for this $900 refund from the IRS that they announced, that you get it and get it right away. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will keep you up to date as more information rolls out. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.